Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where it's the start of a new play session, and as promised, after my last recording, I did in fact spend like an hour and a half doing a burn on our asteroid base, and I didn't actually look at what our final orbit looks like. Ooh, that looks pretty nice actually. It's not perfectly circular, but it's pretty close. Not bad. Not bad at all. So let's go ahead and fly this thing, and I want to just take a quick peek at how we're doing in terms of resources on it. Let's see. We are currently working on mining it out. So the mass of it is still reducing pretty substantially, and will continue to reduce pretty substantially. So our thrust to weight will continue to go up. We're currently all the way up to 0.03 thrust to weight ratio. We have 9 meters per second. I burned out pretty much all of the fuel in this tank. I was still unable to transfer fuel through the rock from these other tanks, which was a bit unfortunate. However, all of these do have their own engine, and so we would be able to just orient the rock and burn using these fuel tanks. That's not a big deal. We'll just be giving up on some of the thrust to weight of these engines. But for right now, we basically are in between missions. So let's go ahead and, before I forget, I wrote a note down here to fix the solar panels on our rover. And let's go ahead and do that before I forget again. So let's see here. What do we have? We've got ourselves the Geraldo Mark II. This is our auto-saved ship, so this should be the correct one. Yes. No. Yeah, these aren't correct. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and go to dual symmetry. Like that. There. Now they should no longer be lopsided. Excellent. Now let's determine what mission we're going to do. So, what do we have available in mission control right now? Plant flag on Duna. Science data from surface of Moho. That'll be easy peasy. Let's see here. Anything else? Surface outpost on Gilly, blah, blah, blah. Flag on Eve. Not really. So let's do our science data from surface of Moho. Actually, let's real quick. How long do we have on this? We still have 9 years for our orbital station. That might be doable. I don't think it is, actually. Isn't it going to be like 40 years before we're in our correct position? Let's actually take a look at that after we go to Moho quick. So, our Geraldo Mark I that's landed on Moho. Let's go ahead and grab some science data from there to complete our contract. Come on. There you go. Okay, where is our thermometer? Here it is. Log temperature, transmit data. Fantastic. Contract complete. That was a free 210,000 bucks. Okay. Back to the Space Center, and let's make sure that doing that didn't regenerate any contracts. So let's go ahead and hop in here. Let's see. Anything? Science data from surface of Ike. That's easy. Okay. Let's get some free money from that, too. So, let's see here. Landed at Ike. Where are you? Orbiting Kerbal, orbiting Ike. Landed at Ike. There we are. Okay. So we've got 9 years to fulfill our contract to get in orbit of Bop. We don't have to get any particular orbit for our station. So I'm going to go ahead and see how long it will actually take to see if we can actually do that. Actually, we just need to transmit this. No comms? What? Do we just not have LOS? Yeah, we just don't have LOS. Let's just warp a bit until we do have LOS. We should have LOS shortly. And it should be coming up right now. There we go. And let's transmit data. Fantastic. Contract complete. Another 150 bucks. Sweet. Let's just make sure they haven't generated yet another of those. Come on. There we go. Mission control. Science data from surface of lathe. We can do that. That's easy peasy. I mean, if they're just going to give us all this free money, that's fine. Let's see. Landed at lathe. Where are you? Well, splashed down at lathe, technically. This one went for a bit of a swim, which is, you know, kind of exciting. Okay. Here we are. It's a bit of a floating science platform, but that's okay. Log temperature, transmit. And we'll just go ahead and close this. Not enough electric charge. Oh boy. We still got enough data. Excellent. So that was another 275,000 bucks. And let's head on back to the Space Center again. Any more free money? I will happily take free money. There we go. Flag on Duna, surface outpost on Gilly, blah 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 blah. Absolutely nothing. Okay. So with that being the case, let's hop on over to our asteroid station, and let's just take a quick peek here at just what it would take to actually get this thing into the Julian orbit. It's going to take a lot, don't get me wrong. We're still mining away, and we're going to keep doing that for a while. But let's take a quick look here. We are currently targeting Joule. We don't need to do any sort of an inclination change, which is great. 42 years. And that's when our node is. I mean, it's only 82 meters per second. I really don't think there's any way we can get there faster, so I think that contract is pretty much not going to happen. But we're still going to finish the base. We're going to put it in position. There's no doubt about that. So I think what we do is we say, okay, we need 42 years to get into the proper position here. With that in mind, this will definitely be mined out by then. And that'll give us a lot more delta V than what we've got right now. So, what I think we should go ahead and do is a little bit of time warping here. Not 42 years. I just want to either mine this out or have the fuel be full. One or the other. So let's see what we've got here. 180. 150. Resources keep going down, but we're almost full on our liquid fuel, so it's going to stop soon. Okay. And there it stopped. We have nowhere else to put it. Okay, so we've gotten this thing down to 150 tons. Our thrust to weight is now 0.04, and we've got 500 delta V to work with. So we can actually do this. The real question is, can we brake once we get there? That I don't know. Let's see what kind of an encounter it's given us. We have a vol encounter here, apparently. Okay, Joule. What do we got? Ah, that kind of an encounter. Okay. So let's go ahead and find our node here. And let's tweak this a little bit. We can go ahead and not burn quite as much. And go to right about there. Actually a little further, technically. So let's go ahead and keep heading out this way a little bit. That should be fine right there. Well, that's 88.8 meters per second. Why did that go up? Whatever. I think we are fine right about... I do want to be right around here. And that's a nice parabolic shape. It shouldn't be that hard to break. I say, as this is what we're trying to break. Okay, so we've got 42 years to burn. I'm not going to time warp 42 years. So let's head on back to the Space Center and figure out what exactly we're going to do with this. So we've got a lot of time, and we can use that time to put a lot of things up. So let's take a quick look at the tracking station and see what we still need. I haven't taken stock of that yet this go-round. So now that we're back here, let's go ahead and go to, I mean, this is a focus on pull technically, but a focus on Joule. And let's just check. We have not yet crashed into Joule. That's something we should probably do. Lathe we've landed on and have a satellite on, so we are done with Lathe. Vol, we have landed on, correct? Yes, we've landed on and have a satellite around, so we're done with Vol. Okay, Tylo, we have landed on and have a satellite on. Fantastic. Okay. Bop. We have landed on and have a satellite around, so we're done with Bop. Fantastic. Pull. We have done nothing with. So we... Whoa. You okay there, KSP? Okay, I think we're fine. So we have 3 missions to perform here. We need to crash into Joule, we need to land on Pull, and we need a communications satellite around Pull. I think first things first, let's put up a communications satellite. That's nice and easy. So let's go ahead and head into the VAB, and that'll also potentially help out with some of our other endeavors. So let's head into the VAB and pull up the latest version of the Odd One. That will be, of course, the Odd One Mark V. There we go. Fantastic. And that should be plenty to get there. More than enough, more like. So let's go ahead and launch this. And we're going to get ourselves our nice little MechJeb launch. Shouldn't be a problem, theoretically. Get up there a little bit more efficiently than I usually do it. Of course, a little less safely. That's kind of the trade-off. Using, at this point, what I have to assume is a pretty outdated version of MechJeb. I have not updated it in, well, since we started this series. So it's been a while. We are going to skip circularization. And let's just see here. Everything else there looks decent. So let's go ahead and go. Fantastic. What are you doing, MechJeb? What's this spin? Oh, you're going that way? Okay, that's a little weird. Not what I expected exactly, but it's fine, I guess. As long as you get it under control. You got it under control, MechJeb? Yep, it's got it under control. It just decided to go exactly the wrong way. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that. There we go. Come on, a little further. There we go. Nope, too far. There, that's about right. Perfect. Okay, so this is a very, very standard launch at this point. Expect nothing to go wrong. We're going to ditch our fairing at our standard 50 kilometers, and we're just going to keep burning prograde. We've done this launch a million times at this point, so there's just not that much to say about it. I mean, pretty much every maneuver that we're going to do with this particular launch, bog standard at this point. We've done it dozens of times. We're going to launch, we're going to burn prograde, we're going to ditch the Kerbal orbit, we're going to do an inclination change, we're going to do a Hohmann transfer, and then we're going to do a braking maneuver, and then we're going to do a Hohmann transfer to the moon in question, braking maneuver there, and then we'll be done pretty much. So that'll be nice and easy. We are in fact going to lose one of our tail fins. That's also pretty standard. Okay, so we are well on our way here. We are going to be reaching our apoapsis height pretty soon. And the atmosphere is getting thinner and thinner. Our thrust to weight is going up more and more. I'll be deploying our fairing here in 10 kilometers. And our apoapsis height is just about to where we need it to be. Right about now on the fairing deployment. There we go. Excellent. And then the engine is going to cut out in just a moment. So be ready on the RCS. RCS on. We're going to stop this pitch up. We're coasting to the edge of space right now. RCS off. We've got the pitch under control. Excellent. We can ditch the ascent guidance. We should probably go ahead and let it go straight to the edge of space where it'll auto-extend the solar panels. That'll be fine. There we go. I told you to skip circularization, MechJeb. Anyway, we're just going to lock to prograde and burn hard. There we go. And we are off. Yet another probe to the Joule system. Fantastic. Launching straight to escape velocity. What could go wrong? No real need to do circularization, though, because it'll kind of just happen. As you can see, we are now technically in orbit, even though it's a fairly elliptical orbit. Don't really care. Not super interested in raising our periapsis amazingly high. Right now, I'm far more interested in just reaching escape velocity. Which means we'll have to push out just beyond our Odd One Mark IV local edition, because that is just at the edge of... Did we have a contract for that? I'm just wondering why the inclination change. Okay, we should probably cut our engines. There we go. We've got 640 meters per second left. And we are going to just go ahead and warp to right about here. Fantastic. Later, Kerbin. Been, kinda nice knowing you. Not amazingly nice, I suppose, but kinda nice. Okay. Couple more days to warp here. And we will be in our correct plane momentarily. As you can see, our periapsis lowered a little more than I would have liked. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and set Joule as our target. Excellent. I wish when you moused over here, it would say time until next node if you had one. That would be super nice, actually. But anyway, let's go ahead and get our maneuver planner up. And we are going to do an inclination change. So match planes with target. Create and execute. Don't even need to look at it. The inclination change just works. It's not much of a change, realistically. And it's going to be in 18 days, so that's actually a really good window. I guess we'll see how the transfer window is looking. That can sometimes get exciting. I'm going to go ahead and physics warp the rest of the turn. That does not need to be not physics warped, so there we go. 18 days now until our burn. And that's only going to be 200 meters per second, so that's not too shabby. We've got 15,000 left over in this thing. It's a wee bit of overkill. Most of that, however, well, about half of that is in our Dawn electric propulsion engine, which thrust to weight on that's pretty crappy, but that's okay. Thrust to weight is overrated anyway, as evidenced by this entire playthrough. Okay, so there's our inclination change completed. So let's go ahead and do a home and transfer to target at the next transfer window, and let's see when that next transfer window actually is. Let's see here. 289 days. Unfortunate. Okay, that's fine. Are we going the correct direction here? I feel like we're going the wrong way. Yeah, we're going the wrong way. We definitely want to reverse this at this point. It'll be too much delta V. Oop. I took that the wrong direction, or rather, I took it too far. Come on in. There you go. Nice. Oh, nope. We'll try that again. A little bit further. Okay. Looks like the best encounter that we're going to get is something along the lines of this. It's not ideal, but it'll do. I would rather the periapsis be outside the pole orbit, Maybe we can tweak it a little bit and also do a bit of inclination shifting. Let's see. Maybe if we do something along the lines of that. Okay, come on. Okay, it's not great on the Whoa. It's not great on the inclination. There's no doubt about that. Okay, if we do something like that and then pull it in a little bit. Okay, I'm going to try recreating this node. I think I've messed it up a little bit too much. So let's go ahead and do that, and we are going to then simply pull it in this way, reverse the directionality. That's all that needs to happen here. So, come on. There we go. Little bit. Oh, that was way too much. It does very strange things with the scroll wheel sometimes, this game. But we can get there. Yes. Right there. That's perfect. Okay. Execute that. Fantastic. So that's going to be in 289 days. So that's going to be, you know, kind of lengthy. I'm going to go ahead and physics warp our turn here. And then we're going to see just how long this time warp actually is going to be in terms of real time here, because we've only got about 3 more minutes in this episode. So I might come back once this warp is completed, but I don't know. I think we're going to be able to at least start the burn, and then the burn will probably be pretty long. So I'll probably cut at that point and then come back when the burn is a little bit closer to completion, since it is kind of conveniently timed. We've got another 180 days, so another 6 months to warp here. And we're going to be able to burn 436 meters per second out of our primary booster stage. So that's actually pretty solid. I'm okay with that. So we're only going to have about half of our nuclear fuel burned off. And then we'll need to do a braking maneuver, of course, and our Hohmann transfer, and probably an inclination change, judging by what the maneuver node was looking like. That'll probably end up being quasi-necessary. I'll do it. What could go wrong? Okay, so this burn is going to be happening momentarily. That warp wasn't that bad, realistically. Warps under a year don't take that long. If you're looking at a 48-year warp, like we were with the asteroid base, that'll be a while. Realistically, we can... Yeah, we're year 103, so that's basically half the time that this game has been going on. We can probably finish all of our other missions and then have that kind of be our grand finale. I would love to physics warp this, but we've got a weak point right here, and if I do, we're going to have problems. So I'm just going to go ahead and burn that out, like so. There we go. And now we can safely physics warp. So yeah, this will be about an 18-minute burn, and it is basically time to put a cut in. I am going to go ahead and burn off our monopropellant to make it go just that much faster and give us a little bit more thrust to weight. We really don't need the monopropellant at this point anyway. The only reason I include it is to help out this particular burn and to stop the pitch when we cut our engines on our way through the atmosphere. So that's really the only reason why I have it at all. So let's just burn off the rest of the monopropellant, and then I'm going to, at this point, I think, yeah, this is pretty much perfect timing. I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode we will come back roughly when this burn is pretty much ready to go. Well, it's going right now. You know what I mean. When the burn is pretty much finished. Our monopropellant is now burned out, so I'm going to go ahead and put that cut in here, and I will see you all next time.